Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 24 of Kayfabe Coffee, the show that keeps it real while we pretend it's real. Happy Wrestlemania week. I am your host, Mr. OTM, Kyle Gagliardi, the barista of broken kayfabe, if you will, pouring out hot takes stronger than a Starbucks shaken espresso. Welcome to episode 24 of Kayfabe Coffee here on the Main Event Wrestling Network. It is a beautiful, well, I should say it's a beautiful Tuesday morning because it's a little raining out here in Northwest Indiana, the Chicagoland area, if you will. But like I said a little bit ago, it is WrestleMania week. The excitement levels are starting to pick up. Even though Monday Night Raw last night was not that great of a show. Let's keep it real, people. At least in my opinion. You might differ with me, but that's the great thing about social media and about the internet is that you can let me know your thoughts below as well. So if you're in the comments right now, let me know how you're feeling. Let me know your thoughts on the build to WrestleMania because we are just a few days away. And Eric Douglas is already in the house this morning. Good morning, Eric. Good to see you as always. He said, I still think La Primera versus Liv should have main evented night one. I know on paper, Randy versus Cody is bigger. However, the build has been much worse than Liv and Stephanie. And it's hard to disagree with you there, Eric. I definitely think the build to Liv and Stephanie has been slightly better just because, obviously, WWE decided to throw Pat McAfee into the Cody and Randy story, even though we had a legacy story that we could have been telling this entire time. Fuck Ari Emanuel. If he's watching this, we don't want that shit. And that's the thing. I had this conversation with Jay Gold this morning already. The WWE really doesn't care about their loyal fans because they already know they got you in the bag. They know you're going to come back. It doesn't matter. They're trying to capture a new audience. And AEW, I think, to a fault, caters to their diehards more than trying to get the casual viewer because a lot of AEW is the same match over and over again. Everybody gets 15 plus minutes on pay-per-view. The shows don't really feel as special anymore, but we're not here to talk AEW. We're here to talk Monday Night Raw. But before we do, guys, while you are here, don't forget to follow us on all the socials at mainevent_net. That QR code right there will take you to everything you need to know about the Main Event Wrestling Network. So much happening this week, guys. If you haven't seen the post on our socials, there we go. We'll get it out eventually. There is a schedule there for WrestleMania week, so a lot of good content coming your way. We have live shows, we have podcasts, we have mixers, you name it, we have it. So while you're here, hit that subscribe button. Let everybody know that we are live for episode Kayfabe Coffee 24 here. It's crazy, and the direction for Kayfabe Coffee is going to slightly change going forward. So if you do follow me on the socials, you probably did see me address that. I did get a job. That's good news, guys. I am employed now. I will start my job here in about 3 weeks. So that means the future of Kayfabe Coffee is in question. But I am here to comfort everybody and letting you know that Kayfabe Coffee is going nowhere. Just because I'm not here doesn't mean that this show is just going to disappear. Because we have plenty of main event talent here. And I know for sure that the Great Brown Hope, who is out here in the comments section, he'll be hosting on the occasional Tuesday mornings. And then we have JPJ who will be available for Thursday mornings recapping AEW Dynamite. So make sure you are following us on the socials to keep up with the future of Kayfabe Coffee. That is enough shilling. I need to get into Monday Night Raw because I have a lot of thoughts as a whole for the build to WrestleMania. And as most of you guys know, I am attending WrestleMania. I leave for Las Vegas on Thursday. I'm going to do the whole thing. Going to see some independent shows, go into WWE World. Just purchased a meet and greet for Shiloh Hill and Joe Hendry because I love me some NXT, and they also were the ones that weren't sold out yet. A lot of meet and greets are sold out. So I'm expecting it to be very busy in Las Vegas. So if there's any other content creators or just wrestling fans that follow me, if you're out there, hit me up. Maybe we'll run into one another because Las Vegas, even though Las Vegas is kind of big, low-key, you can run into people multiple times in one day because a lot of people just hang out in the same areas in Las Vegas. But I am excited nonetheless, but it hasn't been because of the build. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I think the build for most of these matches has been piss poor, half-ass, and last night's Monday Night Raw did not feel like a go-home show to WrestleMania. I am not excited for this show. I'm excited for one or two matches. That's about it. And that's not me saying that WrestleMania isn't going to be a good show, because on paper, the card actually is very strong. I do believe the WrestleMania card is very good. It's just how we got there, man. Everything is so questionable. But the one thing that's not questionable, the one match that I think has been perfectly built up until WrestleMania, and it's truly my main event, been saying it since they announced it, is Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi. And that's how Monday Night Raw started off. Brock Lesnar would sign that contract. And it was pretty simple. He hit the entrance. Paul Heyman introduced him, signed the contract. That's about it. They wanted to keep Oba and Brock Lesnar separate because they did have that stare down last week, and they've already had plenty of physicality going into WrestleMania. And the buzz is already there. And Brock Lesnar, it's crazy to me. That guy still gets crazy reactions. He still is one of the biggest superstars that WWE has. And you heard it when that music hit at the very beginning. But it's nothing really to this opening segment. I mean, it was surface level stuff. He just signed the contract. We move on. That's about it. We do have a comment, though, from Eric. He goes, I completely forgot how good Oba is at promos. And that is the thing that I will talk about a little later, because that happened later on in the show, but I totally agree with you there, Eric. After that, we saw the teams that are going to be participating in the women's tag team title match at WrestleMania, at least one half of these tag teams. Lyra Valkyria defeated Charlotte Flair. Now, these two, man, they had some pretty good chemistry. I know this match didn't go very long, but this is a singles match or a singles feud that I would love to see, and I think it's perfect pairings here because Charlotte Flair is the vet now. She just turned 40, and she's elevating the younger talent. Lyra Valkyria is the future, and I honestly think Lyra and Bayley are really going to be set up well for WrestleMania, and they've been cheating to win. That's how Lyra got the win, so don't be surprised if Bayley and Lyra are going to turn heel after WrestleMania. I really think that's the writing on the wall right now with these two. They are doing whatever it takes to win matches, and I think they're going to do whatever it takes at WrestleMania to win those women's tag team titles. So that's a huge win on paper for Lyra Valkyria. Like I said, the match itself, it wasn't anything special, but man, it really made me want to see a feud, a singles feud, a legit singles feud between Lyra and Charlotte, because I think it could do wonders for Lyra Valkyria in the future. But I do think that the writing is on the wall with that women's tag team title match. I think they are really putting a lot of stock into Lyra Valkyria and Bayley's story going forward. And I really do think that they're going to lean into the heel side once they do get those tag team titles. So mark my words right here, right now on Kayfabe Coffee, even though you're probably going to see it tomorrow if you tune into OTM, which, by the way, OTM will be live at 6 p.m. Central. That is 7 p.m. Eastern for those out in the Eastern time zone. And we'll be previewing WrestleMania and giving all of our predictions tomorrow. But there's a little spoiler for you. I think Lyra and Bayley are going to win the women's tag team titles at WrestleMania. But let's go to something that Eric has mentioned already, and it's that Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer feud. And I think it's really been an interesting one. The back and forths have been nice. I like that Stephanie has been comfortable, speaking in her native tongue, and they obviously showed the translations there for the American audience that couldn't comprehend what she was saying. But that's how you're going to get a more fired up and authentic Stephanie Vaquer. And I think we have really seen a different side of Stephanie that Liv has brought out of her. And I don't know if it's been the deepest of feuds, like surface level stuff. It's just Liv's talking about Stephanie's mother. That's really why they hate each other, is because Liv keeps bringing up Stephanie's mom. And Eric, I don't think they've made an announcement on Nikki Bella's injury. The Bellas are still on the graphic for WrestleMania. But I will say this about Liv Morgan's new song, Stick to Wrestling. What is that? My ears were bleeding. It's terrible. I want Stephanie to win. I want Stephanie to retain. But realistically speaking, I know the star power that Liv Morgan generates as a whole. Like, there is a lot of Liv Morgan fans out there. I'm not one of them. Most of you like Liv Morgan just because she's an attractive woman. Let's be real. Call it how it is. That's how I see it, at least. I think she's just okay. I don't have anything against her. I just think Stephanie Vaquer provides so much more at the top of the card than Liv Morgan does. That Liv Morgan music video was terrible. The song was terrible. I think she's cheesy. But man, she's going to win that title. She's going to beat Stephanie Vaquer, and the build has been very good. So credit to Liv and Stephanie for getting me interested in a matchup that I originally wasn't that excited for, because I do think that this has a case for a main event, just based off of the piss-poor builds that other matches have had. This has been one of the best builds going into WrestleMania 42 for sure. And the nice wrinkle that comes out of this segment here on Monday Night Raw is that Kathy Kelly was actually taken out, and she sold it. Now, I don't know how in the weeds everybody watching this is, but Kathy Kelly has mentioned before that she has shown interest in becoming a manager at some point. So I don't know if that was a seed planted for Kathy Kelly to maybe become a manager. Who knows? Maybe she's going to be the manager for Stephanie Vaquer going forward. I don't know. But that was a nice little wrinkle there. It's something we don't see often. And I think it could mean something down the line. But overall, the build to Liv and versus Stephanie has been very good. I want Stephanie to win, but man, I just don't see it right now. Maybe things will change. I don't know, guys. You let me know down below, though, in the comment section. Who do you think is going to walk away with that women's title? Is it going to be Liv Morgan or is it going to be Stephanie Vaquer? But I don't have my coffee this morning. I've been up since 5 a.m. And I'll tell you what, I don't sleep well anymore. I don't know about you guys. The older I get, just the worse my sleep is. I wake up like every 2 hours. I swear, it's the worst. And maybe that's because I spent the entire weekend in Arizona and I'm still jet lagged and catching up on sleep. But it's not going to get any better because I fly out to Las Vegas on Thursday. And that's going to be a 4-hour flight. 4-hour flight there, 3.5-hour flight back because you're going to hit the jet stream. But, it's been a long 2 weeks, boys. It's been a long 2 weeks, but we're just getting started. After that, the Usos and LA Knight, who will kick off WrestleMania at night 1, defeated the MFT. The MFT showed up on Monday Night Raw in a backstage segment as Solo Sikoa and his goons confronted his brothers, the Usos. And I don't know if they're trying to tease Bloodline stuff again. Because we had a couple comments on Monday Night Raw last night, even from Roman Reigns and that opening vignette at the beginning, which I didn't even mention, just felt like a political campaign. It was a little weird in my opinion, but there's been a lot of seeds planted of a potential Bloodline reunion, I think. I really believe that they might go back to it. Maybe they go towards a TKO versus WWE angle. Maybe they lean into all of that. I don't know. I think we're just giving them too much credit. Maybe they're just really... TKO is really just trying to take over the WWE, but it's just weird that this combination, man, ain't doing it for me. The Usos and LA Knight, I don't know what it is. It just doesn't feel important to me. A lot of this has to do with the fact that the Vision got injured. A lot of injuries we had injuries to Braun Breaker. We had injuries to Bronson Reed. So that threw a wrinkle into everything, because I think that originally might have been the plan to do a tag team title match with the Vision gaining the straps. Maybe Austin Theory and Bronson Reed were supposed to win those titles, or maybe it was a different combo. Who knows? I just think that the MFT has lost so much value on Friday Night SmackDown. Them losing here obviously doesn't help. And they have to face off against the Wyatts, which it seems like they've been feuding with the Wyatts for 8 months. Like, not every feud in the WWE needs to be a year-long Triple H. I just don't care. I want to care. And this is frustrating, guys. Here's the rant that I told you was coming. I am usually the most optimistic, positive WWE fan out there. So fuck anybody else that's going to come in here and comment on this and be like, of course WWE fans are crying. Because I rarely complain. I don't care about most of these matches going into WrestleMania 42. I just don't. And why should you? Give me a good reason why you care about the Usos and LA Knight teaming up to face I Show Speed and the Vision. I'll wait. I got plenty of time. Tell me one good reason why you care about this match, because I don't. You know how I feel about Liv, but yeah, this was bad. Well, that says a lot coming from you, Eric, because you do love Liv. And I could see Steph winning because the Judgment Day Girls feud doesn't need a title. That's a great point too, Eric. I didn't really think about that caveat. Now I'm back on the Stephanie retains train. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. Solo needs to break away. He deserves to be a world champion at least once. And I don't disagree with you there as well. I think Solo Sikoa is kind of handicapped by being in that faction right now. He has a ceiling, and he's not going to reach his levels. I mean, it's crazy because Solo Sikoa debuted on a big stage. I'm pretty sure he debuted at WrestleMania, right? Or was it Clash at the Castle? I could be wrong. I don't know, man, but this build to WrestleMania has just been fucking terrible. Just been terrible. The only good build has been Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar and Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer. They are limping into the biggest show of the year. And I also feel like that's what happens when you pigeonhole yourself into going in the same location 2 years in a row. It's hard to get excited about going to Vegas again. Unless you're somebody like me who just loves the atmosphere of Las Vegas and loves professional wrestling and will immerse themselves into other things other than the WWE that weekend. Great Brown Hope said, Had they called up Gallus or the new OG Quarter Catch crew, we'd have more people to feud with. The MFTs, Wyatt 6 against Psycho Circus. Excellent. And the feud just... That is an excellent point, too. There were so many opportunities for the Wyatt 6, for the MFTs to have faction warfare. They either cut them or gave them to someone else. Like, just so many misses lately. It's so frustrating. Solo Sikoa is a certified main eventer. Without the MFT storyline, he'd be stuck hovering over Roman's storyline with Punk. And I think that all might connect one time, GBH. I think there's something going on behind the scenes. Because the Roman Reigns stuff, and you guys know how I feel about Roman. Roman Reigns is probably my second or third favorite superstar of all time. I think he's one of the GOATs. But he hasn't really reinvented himself over the past 5 years. We're hearing the same shit. Roman, we're hearing the same shit, dude. Stop recycling every single promo, please. I agree, but the matches on paper should be good. And you're 100% right. That's what I said earlier. I think on paper, this is one of the better cards they've had. It just sucks because I'm a person, and I'm assuming most people that watch WWE, I need a character and a story to get emotionally invested into a match. Because, once again, going to AEW, everything on paper in AEW is great. All the matches are great. It's just, why should I care? Make me care about why I am watching two people fight. Just unite all the Bloodline members into one super faction. Fuck it. At this point, I think that's what they're going to do. I wouldn't be surprised if Roman Reigns wins. He brings in the Usos. Let's just hypothetically speak, the Usos and LA Knight losing at WrestleMania. He brings in the Usos and be like, you don't hang out with outsiders. You lost with those outsiders. That's why you always come back to me. Roman Reigns wins the title. He brings the family together. We're only going to be better if we are together. You have all the MFTs, all the Usos. Fuck, throw The Rock in. I don't care. Actually, no, let's not bring up The Rock. I'm tired of bringing up The Rock's name. Let's just strike that from the record. I didn't say The Rock's name. Let's get him out of here. Eric saying it. I'm saying it too. I'm not saying it word for word, but TKO. What are we doing, bro? And the only reason, and I told this to Jay Gold, you guys be like, Kyle, you're the one going to WrestleMania. You're sitting here on a podcast. Why are you bitching? You're the one that spent thousands of dollars to go to WrestleMania. This is my free time, guys. I have nothing to do. I don't start work for another 3 weeks. I have the money. I earn this money. So fuck you. I'm going to WrestleMania. I'm going to enjoy it. Throw Jacob Fatu in there. And just throw everybody in there. Look at the Don Callis family in AEW. People make fun of it all the time, but it's the best thing going in AEW. It really is. The Don Callis family has so many storylines connected to everybody throughout the card in AEW. The Bloodline 2.0, 3.0, whatever you want to call it, the family tree. If you brought in everybody, it could work. Could be interesting. Because at its peak, the Bloodline carried WWE, man. That's what WWE was at its best. When Roman Reigns was at the top and the Bloodline was doing Bloodline shit. Everybody loved it. Now, it would be interesting to bring it back because obviously you got to evolve. You can't do the same shit that you did last time. It's got to be a different version of the Bloodline. But I do think that is something that they could go to in the near future. And we're having some great conversation this morning, guys. So if you are going to want to check out more stuff, make sure you're following us at mainevent_net. Plenty going on. The pinned tweet right now on X will give you the schedule for the week. We just had a WrestleMania Night 1 blog drop on the Blog World Order. So go check that out. I disagree with some of the people's predictions in there. And it's funny. So shout out to the Blog World Order. Absolutely grinding. But the one match that the Blog World Order seemed excited for was Liv and Stephanie Vaquer. And I know I love my boy Darkstar Shady. He loves him some Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, I've said enough about Liv Morgan. I don't need to bash her anymore. I'm a hater, I guess. Keep in mind, Jimmy has to leave shortly after Mania. Yeah, I do remember that for sure. Who would lead this supergroup? It's got to be Roman Reigns, right? How can you not have Roman Reigns lead this supergroup? He's the biggest star in the faction. I guess you can make a case for Jacob Fatu. I think Jacob Fatu could definitely be the leader as well. Eric, safe travels to you. How long's your flight, by the way? He's leaving tomorrow night, so that's a long time in Las Vegas. So everybody tells me, I've been to Las Vegas 4 times. I've only gone for March Madness, so this is going to be a little different. But everybody always says, you can never do 4 or more nights in Las Vegas. Yes, you can. Control yourself. It's not that hard. I could do it. I don't need to drink every day. Pace yourself. It's a marathon, not a sprint. That's my message to everybody going to Las Vegas. Ooh, new Bloodline destroys Jimmy Uso as an example for him convincing Jay to team with Not from LA Knight. Yes! Now we're cooking. 3-hour flight for Eric. I have a 3.5 hour on the way home and 4 hour there. So you're lucky. I at least upgraded to an aisle seat, Eric. I don't know if you did that or what you're flying, but I'm flying Southwest out of Chicago. It's probably because of TKO, but the card feels a lot like a UFC card, just 2 people put together with little to no build to put on a great match. And that's another excellent point right there for sure. And I feel like the build itself has been very UFC-ish, if that makes sense. Like the video packages, the vignettes, like even the iShowSpeed video package last night. It just felt overly produced. Like, not everything needs to be cinema, WWE. Gosh, it's just annoying. Everything's changing. I don't like it. But I do like this, and I'll tell you why. Seth Rollins attacked Gunther. This match was thrown together, obviously, for WrestleMania because these two didn't have anything to do at WrestleMania, because I do believe the original plan was Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker and Gunther versus Rey Mysterio, but they kind of had to pivot. Could have been wrong. Who knows? But this just shows you that sometimes builds don't need to be complex. I don't like you. You're a top guy. I'm the best in-ring wrestler, and I'm going to prove it to you why. I'm in. That's all I need. Sometimes that is all you need when you have 2 world-class superstars. Because Seth Rollins and Gunther, I don't care about your opinion. This is my show. They're 2 top 10 wrestlers on the planet right now. No doubt. Seth Rollins and Gunther, on paper, this could be the match of WrestleMania, for sure. I think it's going to be great. I'm actually excited for it, and it has no stakes. That might be an unpopular opinion, and maybe it's just because I'm a fan of both men. But this is actually going to be a really good match, and Sabian agrees. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, by the way. Let me know if I'm not. Agreed, and we'll probably steal the show. It probably will. Seth Rollins and Gunther are incredible. I will never say a bad thing about either one of those guys. Roman throws up the 1. All 20 members of the Super Bloodline point up there. Roman points the finger at Jimmy, and the goons maul his ass. So let's just go through the Bloodline. Let's hypothetically book the Super Bloodline. Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, Tala Tonga, Tongaloa. There we go, I got it. The infamous Tongaloa. Solo Sikoa, I don't think I said his name. The Usos, but you can kick Jim out, so that's 7. Who am I missing? You're going to have to throw Zilla Fatu in there eventually, right? Even though, I don't know about Zilla. Name 5 people you think are getting call-ups on Raw or SmackDown after Mania. I have Ethan, Ricky, JC, Soul, and Hendry. I mean, I think you said it, Eric. I think those are the obvious call-ups, right? I wouldn't change a thing. I think those are your 5 call-ups. And I'm also, shout out to Joe Hendry. I'm going to meet Joe Hendry on Friday. Very excited for that. I am hoping that he is going to acknowledge the fact that I dressed up as him for Halloween a couple years ago, because he did retweet it, and he did give me the clap emoji, so I'll bring it up, see if he remembers. I also am going to be meeting Shiloh Hill, who follows the night shift. If you don't know who Shiloh Hill is, he's one of the up-and-comers in NXT right now. One of the cheaper meet and greets on Friday if you're going to WWE World, and he follows the night shift, so hopefully he recognizes me. I think that'd be very cool if we can set up something for Shiloh Hill on the Main Event Wrestling Network coming soon. I definitely think that's going to happen one day. So, hell yeah, pronouncing it right. It really isn't that hard to pronounce, I know. But Ava, what about Ava? She's not even in the company. Do we see a Bianca return post-Mania? I think we do. I hope we do. Man, Bianca Belair is incredible. And you could feel her absence on this WrestleMania card, honestly, because there's different matchups in the women's major title scene. Look, just think of the big names we don't have on the card right now for WrestleMania. Bianca Belair, Tiffany Stratton, and Io Sky. Let's get to that. Io Sky, the best wrestler, arguably, on the planet Earth. Not on the card for WrestleMania. What are we doing, WWE? What are we doing? It's Io fucking Sky. There is no excuse for her to be left off the WrestleMania card. That's like leaving Seth Rollins off the WrestleMania card. You just can't do that. It is an absolute crime, like Sabian said, to not have Io Sky on the WrestleMania card and putting her in a predominant role. She is an accessory right now to the Rhea and Jade feud, and she's also in a feud with Asuka that should have been on WrestleMania, but it hasn't been announced yet and still might. I don't fucking know. I'm just so confused on what we are doing here. Put them on the card. Asuka is one of the best female wrestlers of all time. And these are other names. Julia, not on the card. United States Champion's not on the card. I'm sitting here reflecting now with all of you guys live, and it's pissing me off even more. I wanted to be positive, guys. I really did. And I promise you, I am typically positive, and there are things that I am going to enjoy. And I'm not saying WrestleMania 42 is going to be the drizzling shits, because it's probably going to be great. And I'm going to watch it. I'm going to be there. I haven't bought my night 2 tickets yet for a reason. And there's 2 big matches on night 2. Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar, and then the main event, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. But the night 2 prices are still insane. I'm not sitting in the nosebleeds for $300. I'm sorry. You're going to have to come down a little bit, TKO, because you haven't done a good enough job to warrant those prices. This is Allegiant Stadium. This is Las Vegas. It's a big fucking stadium. And you're telling me I'm going to pay $300 for the nosebleeds? And I can't even see Io Sky on my card? What? Come on. Kyrie defeated Io Sky due to shenanigans, of course. And you would think that that was going to lead to a match announcement, but no. So I sit here more confused than ever. Also, shout out to Sam Beal. Randomly just messaged me. Sam Beal, if you don't know who that is, book Sam Beal because he's doing some great stuff with Warrior Wrestling. But I'm just disappointed that Io Sky is not on the WrestleMania card. Because to me, in my opinion, I think Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer are the best women's wrestler on planet Earth right now. I think you throw Bianca Belair in that conversation. You could throw Rhea Ripley into that conversation. And Charlotte's my GOAT, so I'm going to throw her into that conversation. Those are the best, in my opinion. Io and Asuka would be another possible show stealer, and it has even more... That's a great point, too. Io and Asuka has probably the 3rd best build, and it's not even an official match on WrestleMania. Let that sink in. Let this comment sink in, people. The 3rd best build going into WrestleMania is not even a WrestleMania match. And they're two legends. Asuka is a legend in the game right now. Not having her on the card. Not having Julia on the card. Tiffany Stratton. I know Chelsea Green's hurt, but I would have loved her on the card. And once again, I realize you cannot put everybody on the WrestleMania card. It is a privilege to be on the WrestleMania card. But these are just too big of names to leave off. If it's the biggest show of the year, that's like me going to the Super Bowl. So let's just say the Packers don't make the Super Bowl. I'm going to leave Jordan Love on the sidelines for the Super Bowl. What? I'm going to leave Matthew Golden on the sideline. What? Somebody else who agrees that Charlotte is the GOAT. Yeah, I've been here the whole time. Brother, I've been creating content for 16 years. And it's good to see you hanging out with me this morning. I hope you hit that subscribe button and enjoying what we're doing because we're doing a lot of good stuff over here at the main event. But there's no denying it, in my opinion, that Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's wrestler of all time. Look at her body of work. She's Mrs. WrestleMania. And she is willingly taking a step back. She knows this is a step back by going into the tag team division. But if Rhea Ripley was in the positions that Charlotte was, she wouldn't be getting the hate that Charlotte got all those years. It's greatness hate. That's what it is at the end of the day. People hate Charlotte Flair because she's great. So wait, I have a question. Dom actually made sense. Dom signed a contract for him and Finn, yet he has faced it. Yeah, no, that's also a good point too, Eric. And I don't think I have that on my outline, so might as well talk about it. Dom does have a good point there. He didn't sign up to face the Demon. The Demon's a different beast, even though Adam Copeland killed the Demon on his way out at the last WrestleMania that I was at, which is funny. Fun fact, the 2 times we have seen the Demon at WrestleMania, your boys bought tickets for it. So last time I saw the Demon, he lost. Just throwing that out there. Guys, don't be too comfortable. The Demon might lose again because Gags is in attendance. Let's get to Oba Femi, the greatest, biggest megastar right now in the WWE. Listen to the crowd once again. It's every single crowd, every single week. I don't think we have seen this meteoric rise on the main roster since Brock Lesnar. It's been, 20-something years? How quick did Oba Femi get over with everyone? Like that. Thanks to Brock Lesnar. Once again, I have said this before. I will say it again. You can dislike Brock Lesnar. You can hate Brock Lesnar. You can think he's a piece of shit for all I care. You cannot deny the fact that when Brock Lesnar is invested into a feud, money comes out of it. And Oba Femi has become a megastar because of this feud, because of this build. Oba Femi has looked like the star every single time coming out of it. And he did once again here. Absolutely amazing promo by Oba Femi. And he did put down Brock Lesnar by doing so. And I think that's an underrated thing about promos. You don't always want to put down your opponent because then that lessens your win if you defeat that person. You want to raise their stock a little bit because if Oba Femi raises Brock Lesnar up on the microphone and then beats him at WrestleMania, that's only a bigger win for Oba Femi. This is also the Brock Lesnar that defeated Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania. That would be one of the biggest wins for Oba Femi. And it's just insane to see the meteoric rise that he has had since joining the WWE main roster. Brock is the best businessman in WWE. He just gets it. He does. He totally gets it. And I hope he gets it enough to where he puts over Oba Femi at WrestleMania. Yeah. And I worry about it because Oba's got the upper hand every single week. And Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi is going to be on WrestleMania. Or going to be on ESPN. And more people know Brock Lesnar than Oba Femi. So that's what it worries me about all this, is that TKO is just going to be like, yeah, we built up Oba Femi to make him look like this monster, but he's going to lose to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Don't do it, WWE. Don't get ideas. Oba Femi needs to go over. After that, Javon Evans and Dragon Lee, all these men are going to be a part of that IC ladder match, by the way. Defeated Rusev and JD McDonough. The match was nothing special. The matches last night were... They weren't anything. Let's be real. And they're usually not going to be on the go-home show to WrestleMania. You're not going to see the best in-ring wrestling. It's more storyline driven, which makes sense. But Rusev looks like the bigger man coming out of this because he had the post-match beatdown. But after all this, I really just think that Javon Evans needs to win. I think he is the most exciting competitor in this match. And I feel like you can do plenty of other things with Penta because he's got a lot of things going right now with AAA. You could reunite the Lucha Brothers and put them into the tag team division because Lord knows they need some tag teams there. Or you could do a shock win with JD McDonough. I don't know. There's some options. It's going to be fun. And that's why I like multi-man ladder matches because I could see a lot of these guys winning, actually. Also, Oba might have just cut one of the best promos ever. The arena was silent, hanging on every word, and he delivered in spades. Absolutely, and that's an underrated thing about promos, because not everybody can just silence an entire crowd. Fuck, you heard it in the main event. CM Punk was getting wutted. Roman Reigns was getting wutted, which, Sacramento, screw you. It's the main event segment going into WrestleMania. What are we doing here? I wouldn't say Javon has to win. I mean, I would like Javon to win. I think, and if they brought back this title, guys, this is the best title. Hold on a second. Oh, I don't want to choke myself. Can I reach it, guys? Yep, we got it. This is the best title in professional wrestling. You can't tell me otherwise. This is the real deal. The white IC title is a beauty. That's why it's behind me today. And that's why I love ladder matches, because the IC title rules. That's all I got. I'm having fun this morning, guys. It's WrestleMania week, and you guys are electric. So please, be a friend, tell a friend about what we're doing, because we got plenty more main event content coming your way. I would have loved that, GBH, because I would have won $20. But there's a bet I have with my NXT Night Shift co-host. If Jack Cartwheel gets on WWE TV, I get $20. Let's do it. My money's on Jordan Devlin McDonough. Has been the silent MVP of the Judgment Day since our Truth Days. He deserves a solo run to make up for the Cruiserweight Classic title being taken away because of COVID. I'll be honest with you, GBH, I wouldn't hate a JD one. I think he deserves it. I don't think it needs to be a killer run, but they definitely could implement, Judgment Day stories into the JD McDonough feud. Like Finn, if the Demon beats Dom, maybe Finn just goes after JD, because I'm pretty sure JD was the one that was the first person to attack Finn when they split from the Judgment Day, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe there is a connection there. If Javon wins, he'll be the youngest IC champion ever. Man, that would be incredible. The SmackDown Tag Team division disappoints me. So many good teams on their roster worth nothing to show. Absolutely. Motor City Machine Guns Los Garza is over there. You have MFT, obviously. The Wyatts. You had DIY. You have Fraxium. Oh, don't get me started on Fraxium. Don't get me started on Fraxium. Fraxium was the best tag team last year in 2025, in my opinion. And they are irrelevant now. I don't even know where they're at. Are they on main event? Are they on AAA? I know they're on AAA because I watch AAA. GBH, don't worry. I keep up. I didn't watch AAA last weekend, but I did see La Catalina made her WWE return because people forget she was in WWE before. I remembered. I hope I didn't pronounce that wrong, GBH, by the way. I still think Liv's on Finn's side. She was the only person who didn't attack him during the beatdown. I don't know. I don't see any babyface Liv Morgan stuff coming anytime soon. And I think Finn's full babyface now. They just competed against each other in AAA. See? I know my shit. Yep. I know my shit, GBH. I'm up to date with everything, brother. Except for Dynasty. I didn't watch the main event. So if anybody's watched the main event, let me know how it is. I might go watch that after I go to the gym because I'm going to have to go there ASAP. Gosh, it's still raining outside. What is going on? What's up with the weather? Bullshit. Anyways, final segment, and then we're going to get the hell out of here because I got a lot to do before NXT Night Shift tonight. The final segment between CM Punk and Roman Reigns, and if I had to put it into one word, underwhelming. Underwhelming. Roman Reigns, once again, is just repeating himself at this point. You're saying the same things over and over again. It didn't get me excited at all. This is your night 2 WrestleMania main event. This is how we are closing WrestleMania. These are probably your 2 biggest stars you got in the company, and that's the final segment you give us? It was just so awkward. The crowd didn't even care. The crowd was so disinterested because we're just rehashing everything that we've been saying the past couple weeks. And that's the problem I have with the WWE builds to WrestleMania in recent memory. It's because they kind of just rehash the same thing over and over again. Let's get creative. And I'm not saying I can throw out ideas that are going to be better and more entertaining, because that's not my job. I'm here to analyze your guys' job. That's what I do. But that didn't excite me. I love CM Punk. I think CM Punk has spoke facts, nothing but facts this entire time. And Roman, you bring up the fact that in the 2 months CM Punk hasn't done anything with the title. I think it's the complete opposite. I think CM Punk has made that title relevant again. CM Punk shows up every week, Roman Reigns. You don't. I mean, come on. And this is a guy that loves Roman Reigns. I was acknowledging Roman Reigns before everybody else was. I had Big Dog merch. I don't care anymore. I want CM Punk to win. Because that segment, like I said, it just felt like a rehash of everything. And I feel like GBH is right. They're missing the Heyman element here. There's just something missing. We need an edge. It's too surface level between Roman Reigns and CM Punk right now. And CM Punk is apologizing for what he said? Don't go back on what you just said. Stop that. What are we doing? Stop backtracking on shit. Also, I called Heyman joining Rollins in our WrestleMania predictions last year. I think you did. Do we think there will be any Judgment Day swerves at Mania? I would like to see Raquel cost Liv. Now, they haven't really teased that. That would be cool. But Roxanne would probably be better, because I think Roxanne and Liv could have better matches. Roxanne costing Liv would be pretty cool. MJF cheated to win. Oh, what else is new? Eric, I just saw your comment. I know, man. If this clip gets on the internet, though, I'm going to get flamed by the Roman Reigns stands. I'm one of those people. What company did La Catalina come from? I believe she came from CMLL. Punk has to win. I need that title to stay on the show weekly too, man. CM Punk's doing good stuff right now. I don't see a lot of CM Punk hate online, which is great. I think everybody seems to be on the same page with Punk. This is the best version of Punk we have seen in a long-ass time. And I think his wrestling has been pretty good too. We haven't seen a lot of that recently because we've been building to WrestleMania. But man, and did somebody say Edge? Eric, why did Cope and Cage win at Dynasty? That's another miss for me personally. CMLL and AEW really picked up Persephone Guerrero over Catalina. Wow. Oh, they picked up Juventud too? Is that how Juventud? Is that how I pronounce that? Jeez, I Guerrero? Is that? Is that who you're talking about? I could be wrong. I'm starving right now, guys. I got to get the hell out of here. I got to get a protein bar in me. I got to get to the gym. And I have to get ready for a WrestleMania week because even though that show was very lackluster, I'm pretty excited nonetheless. Just because I'm going to get away. I'm going to enjoy Las Vegas. It's going to be good weather. It's going to be a good time. Persephone looks like a Vitu Guerrero. Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay, I see what you're saying. Persephone's good, though. Don't bash Persephone. I think she's talented. But I heard that from the AAA crowd and whatnot that La Catalina actually has more charisma than like a Stephanie Vaquer does. That's what I've been told. So, Sabian said, I'm happy I found this show. Great way to start my morning. And I'm happy you found us too, because it's not just Kayfabe Coffee that we have here, Sabian. We have plenty of other live shows like NXT Night Shift that's happening tonight. And we're going to have plenty main event mixers where multiple people from other shows on the network come together to share their predictions. So make sure you guys are following us on all the socials. That is X, IG, YouTube, @main_event_net, Facebook. Shout out to Pluggo, who got the Facebook page 50 new likes yesterday. So we now are at 500 likes on Facebook. That's pretty cool. We're everywhere, guys. So scan that QR code. That's where you're going to find all the main event content this WrestleMania week. It's going to be a blast. Hit that subscribe button because we are on the road to 400 subscribers here at the Main Event Wrestling Network, and we got plenty of content coming your way all week long. One last comment from GBH. Catalina has been grinding since she left the Fed and went back to Lucha Libre. Definitely worked OT the last few years to find her niche. All she had to do was ditch the mask. I'd love to hear that, and I'm excited to see what she can do in AAA and then eventually on the WWE main roster, because she's definitely going to make her way there. But if you're watching this on the replay, guys, leave a comment down below. Let me know how excited you are for WrestleMania. And also leave your picks as well. I'd love to know your WrestleMania predictions. I'll be responding to everybody that leaves a comment on the playback. But it has been an absolute pleasure to chat with you guys this morning. I will be back, like I said, later tonight with my other half, Jay Gold, for NXT Night Shift, episode 51, as we recap NXT Revenge Week 1 on the road to WrestleMania 42. I'll see you guys in Las Vegas. Everybody have a great rest of your day.